What's up, guys? So today I'm going to talk about the most important recipe in 10.1. It's not out yet. Well, it is out by the time this is on YouTube. It's coming with the raid. It's the Shadow Flame Tempered Armor patch. So why is this item so important? Well, some of you who played at launch of Dragonfight will remember Elemental Lariat Mania. Everyone trying to get their necklace crafted with the strongest embellishment at the time. Well, there's a new king in town, and it's called the Shadow Flame Tempered Armor patch. And it is now a optional reagent type embellishment crafted by Leatherworking. It's going to be from Echo of Noeltharion, and the recipe can be traded. So this is one is exciting. This item is well, it's going to be in demand like crazy. Look at this wowhead list of the best embellishments in the game. So we'll just look through. Oh, DPS, even a tank spec, DPS, Shadow Flame, Shadow Flame, Shadow Flame. A few that actually don't want it. More Shadow Flame, more Shadow Flame, more Shadow Flame, more Shadow Flame, more Shadow Flame. Well, you get the point by now. So many specs, like most of the DPS specs in the game want to have Shadow Flame Tempered Armor patch as one of their better embellishments for this patch. For some, even the best combination single target is having 2 Shadow Flame Tempered Armor patches. This item is good. It's very, very good. Now, if there's one thing the past has told us as well, is that players are willing to pay a lot to be slightly stronger. Anyone will remember Shadowlands, people willing to pay 100,000 of gold to get the highest item level legendary. That's like a 10 item level, 20 item level upgrade in one slot, which doesn't really move the needle that much on your DPS. So this item is 100% going to be super popular. Now, it is a crafted item and a crafting reagent, which means it's stackable. So if you're crafting this, you're going to sell it to the region-wide auction house. Obviously, that's a blessing and a curse in one thing. It means you're going to face a ton of competition eventually, once people get the recipe. Can they get the recipe right away? Well, some of you tried to get into the enchanting market with the new enchant in 10.1, the Spore Tender. You will have seen the price take a nosedive really quickly. Well, that recipe was relatively easy to get. It was 25 barter bricks, which everyone can get guaranteed just by doing the intro quest and getting to Renown 3 and doing a little bit of farming, as I talked about in my Dracotist video, the build video last week. So that one's super easy. Everyone who wanted that recipe got it on day 1. This one, however, it drops from the raid. It's tradable, but it means it's going to be limited by how many people kill Echo of Noeltharion week 1. So how many guilds are going to even do that on normal and heroic, and then the recipe needs to drop, and then you can buy it on the auction house if you're lucky. It's going to be very expensive on the auction house for sure. How much? Well, that's anyone's guess. I'm gonna say I'm gonna expect from 1 million upwards. Well, by the time this is out, you'll probably know. But there's not going to be more recipes. Not going to be a huge ton of more recipes coming in 2-3 days. Gradually, people are going to kill this boss. There's going to come slowly trickle through recipes. Potentially, you can be the first one on your entire region with this recipe. No one else has it. For an hour, for 2 hours, for half a day if you're incredibly lucky. If that happens to you, you can probably get a license to print gold. I would not be super surprised to see this. I think this is a type of item that can reach 100,000 gold. People were willing to pay 200,000 gold just for the not having to eat between every pull flavor pocket. It's like this one. People are going to be willing to pay 100,000 gold for this in fairly large quantities. Particularly early on, some people are going to want this to be absolutely the strongest they can get. But eventually competition is going to come through, and then you'll be facing a ton of other people, and it'll be a race to the bottom eventually. But how long that takes, it depends on the drop rate, how quickly these recipes start accumulating on the auction house, and what they do. So yeah. Now, for the build, obviously, well, the recipe difficulty here is 360. Now, my leatherworker is not completely up to scratch, and I don't have all of the higher quality materials, but I'm missing 5 skill points from the knowledge tree, and then I have everything else that that goes into this recipe. So I'm missing somewhere in the 50-ish skill range total here, 56 actually. That's going to put us at 240, and then you can get, I think, 40 or 50 more from upgrading to max quality by materials, which is going to put you around 300. So from what I've been able to tell, you're not going to be getting this into hidden skill value territory. You might be able to. I might be missing something. If I do, let me know. But this is going to be inspiration. This is going to be an inspiration for quality 3. Of course, quality 3 doesn't actually matter as much as people might think for this item, because the difference is not that big in terms of recipe difficulty increase. And for people who are doing like the max item level, mythic item level crafted gear, they're going to rely on inspiration procs anyway. And +5 recipe difficulty just isn't going to change the proc chance for inspiration at all. So it doesn't actually matter. So that's something to be aware of. If you want to save some gold, you can probably just buy the quality 2 one of this if it's cheaper. I do not expect most people to be aware of that. I think people are just going to buy the more expensive max quality one, and think that that's necessary. But I think in most cases it's probably not going to be that important. You're going to have the same chance of getting a max quality item from most crafters, even with 5 or 10 extra recipe difficulty on this one. So that's a little tip for those of you planning to craft this item. Now, big question, how much is this recipe worth? I think if you're going to pay a ton of gold for it, you need to do it day one. You need to do it super early on. So I think that at the end of the first week, it's not worth that much. This is the type of recipe that could conceivably be worth gold cap. I'm not, since I'm doing the 100 or 100 million gold challenge, I just want to be done, so I'm not going to invest a full gold cap into it. But if I can snag it for 1 million or less, I'll probably buy it, unless I've done already. But yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see what the price is and take advantage of it. It's an incredibly strong item. I expect this to be something you can make gold with for weeks. And the real question is just how expensive is the barrier to entry going to be, and how low or high is the drop rate. But yeah, this is the item to focus on if you're a leather worker in this patch.